I wouldn't be surprised if she's at your house. Oh, never mind. We're just skipping all the way to the end, end of the day. I came back up to Luna's place after I ate dinner.
Dada.
Oh, she was here. Good evening. Oh, good evening. Look. She's doing this shit on purpose, alright? Oh, what?
Yuta.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were changing.
ロックにリズムをつけてほしいです。
Huh?
タンタン、トン、タントン。夜で暗いから札が読めなかったですか？
Right. I know, but she responded normally. But here she was, right in the middle of changing. Hey, what?
難しいです。
Is what?
リズム。
What? The rhythm doesn't matter right now.
よくないです。
Oh, that ticked her off. Come on, what's the rhythm even for?
魔女の作るマジックアイテムはただ作るだけでは効力を発揮しないです。発動させるには手順がいる。それがリズム。だから魔女にとってリズムはことのほか大事。以上。
So I shouldn't have to apply rhythm to the knock then.
それもそうですが。
Wait, no, I read that wrong. No, I didn't. Wait, what? So I shouldn't have to apply a rhythm to the knock then? What? So it was that simple?
難しいです。
Well, let's put that aside for now.
トンのところは軽やかにするといい感じです。
As we kept talking, Luna seemed to be stalling her changing. Did you think she was doing me a favor? I doubted that. Why do you think she told you to come in while she was in the middle of changing? I'll, be waiting outside, so hurry up and change. Tell me when you're finished. Tell me when you finish. Grip? Oh, this fucking nose is bleeding. Oh damn, my nose was bleeding again. I didn't have a handkerchief or anything, so I had to use my palm. I tilted my head straight up and plugged my nose. Damn. Falling on it would only make matters worse. But the clear night sky acted as a panel display for my imagination. Luna's body is nice and tight. I already knew that, because her witchy wear was pretty revealing overall, but her arms were thin, like those of a delicate porcelain doll. Her hips and bust were also on the smaller side. That's good in its own way. And so my mind drifted. I violently shook my head, erasing the imagery. Just then, the door opened and I stiffened, as if to pretend like I wasn't thinking about her.
お待たせです。
Oh.
驚かせてしまったです。
No. And yes, because in the CG, you definitely didn't look like you were No, she was changing out of the school uniform. Right? That looked like a school uniform. Thanks.
ユータの鼻の下、赤くなってるです。
This is, my nose just bled randomly. Don't worry about it.
大丈夫です。
Okay. So, what were you doing before?
着替え。
I could see that. Wasn't that the school uniform? Why were you wearing the school uniform?
明日から学校が始まるです。それに先立って制服とはどんなものか知っておこうと思ったです。
Oh, okay. I see. So, how was it?
なんか変な感じだったです。
She looked a little strange herself.
この前みんなで服を買った時と同じ。けど鏡で見てみて悪い感じはしなかったです。
Oh. Anyway, there was something I wanted to say. You need to tell people to wait when you're changing. I just knocked, right? Oh, maybe you were expecting another witch or something. Luna shook her head with small motions.
訪問者が言うたということは気配で分かったです。
Yeah, that's why she did it. What did you think? So you shouldn't have let me in. Shouldn't have just let me in.
ダメです。
No.
なぜダメです？これは不思議。謎。
Huh? Luna stared at me without another word. She exerted the pressure like she wanted me to answer that. Well, duh. I might end up seeing your underwear, or even catch you naked.
下着、裸。ふむ。確かに外をそんな格好で歩くのは常識に反しているです。でも私たちはちぎりを交わしている。
I decided not to remind her that nothing was set in stone and rephrased it. Well, it's embarrassing, right? Luna just tilted her head. Why did she tilt her head? Anomalous. It was infectious.
恥ずかしい。さっきみたいなあれでです。
Right, like that. Luna spoke after a long pause.
恥ずかしいというような感情は特になかったような気がするです。
Even still, you just mentioned common sense, right? We're all starting school tomorrow. Can you not go around exposing yourself to people? Her direct responses were reassuring. But I was still a little worried. Oh, yeah. What I came here for. Are there any other issues you've had since your arrival?
ないです。
Okay. I just wanted to ask that, so I tried to make a motion to leave, but she stopped me.
ゆうた。恥ずかしいという感情はこれまであまり覚えたことがないです。いい機会なのでその感覚知っておきたいです。
What do you mean?
異性に下着とか裸を見られると恥ずかしいという感情が出てくるですか？
God damn it. Well, yeah, basically.
ふむ。さっきを除けば私は異性に下着や裸を見られたことはないです。
What was she talking about all of a sudden? I don't like where this is going. It sure didn't seem like she was being sarcastic. She had a cool poker face, not any different from usual.
きっとだからだと思うですが。では、ジッチに試してみるです。
Luna immediately put her hands up under her skirt. The randomness took me by surprise. I had an inkling of what was about to happen, but my mind was hazy, leaving me stunned and frozen. Luna bent forward like she was bowing, and then pulled downward. Then she lifted her knees one by one and pushed something directly in front of my face.
下着。
She showed it to me like a cat showed... like a cat showed off its catch to her master. Whoa. These are panties. They're so small. Hey! I smacked her on the forehead. Not forcefully, of course. What are you thinking, Luna? But my shock was real. I could feel my heart pounding a mile a minute.
だから、試してみたです。
Nah, Again, Luna silently stood presenting her catch to me. My eyes were glued to on her panties fresh off her body. I couldn't look away. Just a second ago, this tiny piece of cloth was tied around her crotch. My excitement was on the verge of rupturing.
これが恥ずかしいという感情ですか？謎。
It's more embarrassing for me. I forced myself to spin around and showed my back to Luna. Just hurry up and put your underwear back on. Are you done? So, what the heck was that? I honestly have no idea where this is going.
私は感情に乏しいようなのです。
I figured that part.
それで以前、お父様お母様に言われたです。人と触れ合うことで、次第に感情も芽生えていくだろうと。ただ私はいつも家にいる生活で、学校に通うこともなく、人と触れ合う機会もなかったです。だから、機会があれば感情の新規を試みてみよう、と思っていたです。
I see, I guess. I'd certainly gotten that impression from her. That she had little to no emotion. Knowing that was at least enough proof that she wasn't messing with me. Even still, you can't do stuff like that, okay?
ダメです。
We were back to square one. She wasn't exactly breaking the law, and since she didn't know, it was kind of hard to explain. Make sure you only do that with me, okay? That little addendum might have been a projection of my lust. Indeed it was. Luna nodded obediently, and I couldn't help but feel happy. But things are going to be complicated if you virtually had no sense of embarrassment. I was worried for her the same way. I was worried for Julie, with all the boys at school and all. If she lacked certain key guiding emotions, things could take unexpectedly weird turns.
ああ、比較してみると、ただ下着を見せるだけと、着替えの最中にユータと遭遇するのは、後者の方がちょっと違った感じがしたです。
Huh?
ふむ。あの微妙な変な感じが、恥ずかしさの芽生えであったのなら。ユータ、もう一度試してみるです。
Hang on, you're serious? Luna had been serious from the onset. And in an unexpectedly bold move, she pushed me out of the house. We were out in front of her house in the next instant. Instant.
ちょっと待っているです。用意ができたら呼ぶです。
Oh boy. Where is this going? I didn't want to see her naked yet. I silently wished it wouldn't happen like this. My main concern, though, was how events would unfold at school starting tomorrow. Pain was a good indicator of how we experienced emotions. If you brush up against a red-hot coal, and didn't realize it right away, you'll get a serious burn. I mean, yeah, that's the whole reason why people who don't feel pain kind of... It's kind of more of a curse than a blessing. We can avoid such injuries because we have felt or can imagine the pain. I think emotions fall in a similar category. Oh boy. Okay. I couldn't deny that my pulse was beginning to accelerate. Okay. Surely it's not that, right? Because it's never going to be the thing that the main character is thinking about. Alright, that's never the case. That means she's either in her casual uniform outfit, or she's probably in her school uniform. Or she's just in the middle of... It's just the same CG, where she's just changing out of her uniform. So it's technically not wrong, but like I said, it was never going to be what Yuta was thinking. You're changing again.
きちんと再現しないといけないです。
For what purpose? Luna might be more stubborn than I thought. That aside, we were supposed to be taking this seriously as a learning experience for Luna, but my mind was wandering elsewhere. Stretched tight around Luna's creamy, smooth skin. Maybe because I was more prepared, I didn't feel like my nose would bleed. So I took that as a cue to let my eyes soak in the sculpted doll-like beauty before me.
この感覚。
Then it happened. Her snow-white skin started to blush.
なるほどです。わかったです。今、ユータの物欲しげな目つきにさらされて。
My eyes had desire in them? Nah. Nah, of course not. Luna was as straightforward as always. I couldn't exactly deny it though.
皮膚表層の血管が拡張して心拍数が上昇し、多少の発汗も認められたです。これがきっと恥ずかしいという気持ちです。
Luna's expression hasn't changed at all, but I could see some color in her cheeks. Okay, well done. I spun around again.
ユータ？
Luna, despite the pact that we've made, we're not officially dating, so... yet, so... You can't be naked around me, and definitely not around others. Just don't forget that, okay? I just came to ask how she was doing here, but I was subjected to an unexpected fiasco. Doesn't have much emotion, huh? There's her base personality to consider as well. She was cool and collected to begin with, but if she was an emotional blank slate, this could complicate things. Maybe she only seemed cool because she had little emotion to begin with. I hope this makes everything go more smoothly at school. Like her parents said, interacting with humans. Going to school was surely a good opportunity to do that. But sheesh. My heart's still hammering away. It was an exhausting experience, nosebleed included. I decided to get to sleep early. Yep, go to sleep for the next day. 4/8. 4/8/16. 32. I woke up without hesitation, feeling refreshed. A rare occasion for me, especially for the first day of school. And it wasn't just because I slept early last night. I was genuinely excited for school to be starting. Alright. I pepped myself unnecessarily and jumped out of bed. Morning.
あ 珍しい。起こされないうちに起きてくるなんて。
しかも休み明けの初日で。これは槍が降るな。
I think that was the case when you found out that he made a pact with 5 girls, and they all just so happen to be princesses. My parents were genuinely surprised. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to school.
あらまあ。
I don't think it's the school part that you're looking forward to. Their surprise grew. I've never exactly dreaded going to school, but then again, I've never exactly shouted my love for it. In that sense, I always considered myself the epitome of average among students. But I was being perfectly honest. I was sure that fun events were in store for my student life. Perhaps even too fun for my own good.
はーん。ガールフレンドが増えたからだな。
He knows. He knows. Maybe, yeah.
まあ、動機はどうあれ悪いことではないな。
え？
Oh. Thanks to taking care of their registration.
ああ、いや。
Yeah, you just so happened to have land that was inherited by your granddad that was big enough to have houses built on them. Just say it's just big enough to build 5 houses on them. Yeah, sure. What I said before was correct. My dad laughed uncontrollably for some reason.
異世界の力っていうのはすごいもんだな。あるいは単純に金かな。
あ？
いや、安請け合いはしたものの戸籍もないわけだろ。さてどうしたものかと悩んでいたら、ドーラが一式揃えて持ってきたんだ。それでスムーズにことが進んだというわけさ。
Yeah, it's just that easy, right? I didn't realize that happened. I guess Dora really did come in handy one way or another. I shouldn't doubt the princess's foremost servant. I mean,
ゆうくん、
it's
おはよう。
it's definitely a better explanation as to how those 5 girls got into the school so easily compared to fucking Ale from My Clutch and Cupid and just being able to show up one day in a school uniform and barely any explanation. Morning.
今年はいつになく楽しみな新学期だよね。
You got quite the competition this semester. Seriously.
学校も大騒ぎになるだろうね。一度に転校生がやってきて。
Yu-chan gazed up at the new line of houses on the slope. It had changed over the past couple of weeks, but I was so used to it, it may as well have always been this way.
しかもみんな綺麗で。
Yeah, I hear you. Even one transfer student would be quite the story. Just imagine what 5 would do. All of them were drop-dead gorgeous. That would be the buzz of the school without a doubt.
あ、来た来た。
Just then, Lucy exited from her front door and hustled down the steps to us. She was the closest one, after all.
おはよう。おはよ
But like, I didn't expect her to walk down. I expected her to fly. Morning.
う。おはようございます。
Especially with Dora there, it's not really like flying's gonna give much away.
あー、ルーチェ似合うね。制服姿。どうも。私も鏡を見て思ったわよ。悪くないと。
Just now that I mean, like, there was a clear difference before, but like, you can see the difference a lot more now that they're wearing the same uniform. What difference am I talking about? I'm talking about the titty. It was just like Lucy to show no humility, but it actually did look amazing on her. She struck a pose like a model, and I found myself captivated. Seriously though, with a hottie like this at school all of a sudden, jaws here gonna hit the floor all around.
お嬢様は何をお召しになってもまるで専用にあつらえたかのように似合いまする。衣装を完全に支配下に置いておるわけですな。
Okay, I was like, I didn't know what to give her, but that is, I was on the fence with giving her the Himedere archetype, but no, that definitely is Himedere. Hera's compliment was strange, but at least it got the message across.
おはようございます。
Jesus Christ.
おはよう。ゆりちゃんもすごい似合ってる。ありがとうございます。ただ、着てみてちょっと思ったのですが。
Does Adrienne not like it?
何か問題でもあった？
Or is it a little tight around a certain area?
問題というか、意外にきついんだなと思って。
God fucking damn it. I was gonna make the joke of how did she get a uniform that could fit?
きつい？
Yeah.
ちゃんと合っているサイズを買ったの？これが一番大きいって。
The jokes write themselves, you know? No way. There's girls that are way heftier than you at school. To just say that it implies that you've been checking the girls tits out to the point where you've been able to off rip in the top of your head. You're like, there are girls there that got bigger titties.
バスト？
Hang on. Surely. You know what? No, I shouldn't be surprised that you two would be dumb enough to not immediately go. How do I say? Dense enough to not immediately think of her bust size. Really had a knack for blushing like mad at the drop of a hat. So that's what she meant. God damn it! I gave you to the benefit of the doubt. Now that she mentioned it, I noticed her blush was bursting at the seams. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a text box covering it. Okay, the text box didn't really help much. It was like the buttons would pop right off. Well, that was an exaggeration, but it was right. It was tight.
ゆうくんたら目がエッチ。
No, but you know, I'm sure there's an even bigger size, so you can just get that.
ただそれにすると今度は全体的にダボダボになってしまって。
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Especially with his comment of there are bigger girls at school. I'm not surprised that. Oh, I see. I guess Julie's massive curves just couldn't be contained with ready-made stuff. Yeah, that's the problem. It kind of needs to be custom made, especially for a Japanese school uniform. Wow. Amazing.
こうなるとスタイルが良すぎるのも考えものだね。
Yu-chan was somewhat annoyed and envious. Yeah, but like, it's not like yours aren't big. Just, you know, compared to Julie's, it's... Probably shouldn't compare to Julie.
おはようございます。おはよう。ゆりちゃん、顔を赤くしていたようですが、どうかしたのですか？
別にどうも。ただスタイルが良すぎるのも困りものねという話をしていただけよ。
はあ、スタイル。より姫さんも胸がきつそうだね。
Yu-chan, now you're the one with wondering eyes. No, I think Karen's would also be a little tight around the chest area.
実際どう？より姫も胸が苦しかったりする？
いえ、普段から着物ですからね。慣れているような気もします。
なるほどね。
Yurihime had a huge bust as well, but not to Julie's extent. She seemed unfazed.
ねえねえ、ゆうた、どうこれ。
Definitely big. But, you know, considering that she was the first out of the girls to be seen naked, it shouldn't be that surprising. Your uniform? It looks great.
やったー。この前買った尻尾ストラップもちゃんとつけてるんだ。いい感じ。そういえば耳のことが騒ぎにならないといいんだけど。
まあカチューシャと言い張れば。
True. Yeah, as long as no one tries to take off your headband.
ゆりちゃんの角は本当のカチューシャなの？はい、これは単なる飾りです。
It's just an accessory before her real horns can grow in, right? Her clothes were unique as is, but also adding the horns must have been the succubus style. But Julie seemed to genuinely like her headband, as opposed to the regular succubus clothes. I wonder why. Maybe it's because it's not exposing as much of her... It's not exposing 90% of her skin. Be careful that no one touches your ears, Karen. They'll figure out they're real.
当たり前だよ。だって耳をもふっていいのはゆうただけだもん。
いちいち抱きつかなくても通じるわよ。
耳を引っ張るな。
Counteract, Karen pulled on Lucy's lips. What? While they were getting rowdy going at it, Luna quietly walked down the stairs. That's quite unlike her.
おはようです。おはよう。
Morning. Oh, you don't have your staff. Good.
よいです。
If you brought that to school, I'm sure a teacher would complain.
ふむ。学校の制服には合わない気がしたから置いてきたです。けど手ぶらはなんだか牙を抜かれたヒョウの気分。ルルちゃん、そんなに危険だったの？うん。
Your smile worries me.
冗談です。
Alright, everyone's present. Hey, you two, don't start the day with a fight.
カレンが先に話しなさいよ。
そっちだろ。
Come on. I got between them and pulled their hands away.
綺麗な顔に跡がついたらどうするのよ。
まったくビロードみたいな毛並みが乱れたらどうするんだよ。
自分で言うなよ。
Two sides of the same coin. Come on, we're gonna be late. Dora reacted negatively to that statement.
遅刻とはすなわち遅刻ですかな。
What the heck else would I mean?
仮に時間に遅れたとしてもルーチェお嬢様を遅刻扱いにするとは誠に不遜。
What?
高所様のおいでにならぬこの人間界において時間はお嬢様を中心に回っているでござる。
Yes, but the world does not revolve around Lucy. She is... In this world, she is not the princess.
であれば遅刻などという現象は論理的に不可というもの。
Talk about mental gymnastics. And no, that's not how it works. Are you coming with us?
愚問にございますな。お嬢様の行くところ常にこのドーラの影がありでござりまする。お前本当についてくるつもり？気のせいでございましょうか。何やら嫌そうな顔でございますが。
気のせいではないわよ。
Damn.
なんと
I wonder if that's okay. Down by the shops, you were just pretending to be a minor. But... God... But there's always people around school. I didn't think the act would hold up long.
そうね。
I actually saw a flash of concern on Lucy's face.
いえいえ心配ご無用にござりまする。
Dora's chest puffed out. Or it would have, if that was possible.
このドーラ商店街ではもはやマスコット的人気を誇っておるのですぞ。学校でも大化なくやっていけることを請け合いでございましょう。
Really?
さあ、私自身は買い物に行かないから。
あ、何ですかなそのお互いの目は。
Because I doubt it.
本当のことでござる。昨日など土産にひまわりの種をもらったくらいでござる。
Really now?
そのうまかったこと。そうした実績があればこそ我が輩学校でも人気者となってしまうことでございましょう。
Well, looks aside, Lucy and all of us really benefited from having Dora around.
まあいいけど、学校ではおとなしくしていなさいよ。
よい。
Okay, let's go. We're running out of time. Forget something?
うっかりしていたんだけど、入学式は午後からだよ。
Oh. I thought there was 5 transfer students, but strictly speaking, there were 4, and 1 new student. I try my best to explain the difference to them. Which means Luna still has time until she was be at the entrance ceremony.
まあいいでしょ。みんなで行った方がね。うん。私は学校の中をブラブラしているですから。
Oh, that is weird.
あら、学校に行くときはここを通るの？
Yeah, this is the way everyone takes.
いいわね。
That's right. When I showed them around the other day, Lucy was really excited to see the ocean. She had the same longing look in her eyes as she gazed out to sea and gently held her hair out of her eyes.
海を眺めながら学校に通えるなんて素敵ですね。
It is, yeah. Honestly, I'd never been too conscious of it, but it wasn't bad at all.
海を見ると泳ぎたくなってくるんだよな。夏になってからにしなさいよ。風邪ひくわよ。ねえねえ、夏になったら泳ぎに行こうよ。ええ。
They were fighting just 10 minutes ago, only to end up happily chatting away. I guess it was normal behavior for them. You have your shawl with your uniform too, Yorihime.
はい。この羽衣はやはり肌身離さず持っていなければいけませんので。怒られるでしょうか。先ほどそんな話が出ていましたが。
Yeah, that's what I was worried about too. No, I think it should be fine. Just treat it like a scarf or something.
よかったです。
I mean, how would you explain it in the summer when they're wearing summer uniforms? Like, because it's colder outside, right? They're wearing their winter uniforms. You could use that excuse. We made it school after some more banter. I feel like we got here really quick. I guess time flew when we all walked together. I spent the better part of last year by myself. Although the few times I got up early, I went with Yu-chan.
これが学校。うわー、いい感じ。
Oh, well, I know what thumbnail to use for this episode.
なかなか素敵じゃない、ゆうた。
Yeah. Although the number might be over a part of Karen, but it should be fine. I thought the same thing a year ago, but the actual memory had faded. But surprise and excitement were welling up in my chest once more. Did I have the same reaction when I stood here at the gate, ready for my entrance ceremony?
本当、やっぱり学校に通えることになってよかったよね。ええ。ヒューナさん、校舎はどれになるのでしょう。校舎はあれだよ。より姫さんは3年生だから、教室は2階だね。みんな一室に集まって勉学に励むのですね。なんだか素敵です。それから、あれが体育館。この後の始業式は体育館で開かれるの。体育館ですか。
Yorihime praised everything as with a renewed sense of wonder, and looked at Luna only to find her on her own planet as usual. She was intently focused on the sign. I guess it didn't surprise me that much.
これからここに通うことになるのね。
Lucy was somewhat in awe.
おや、
Dora fluttered in a circle above us, examining the area.
何やら生徒たちに注目されておるようですな。
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, we are. Every single student who came through the gate was staring in admiration at us as they passed. The crowd might start to form if we stand around too long. Let's head in for now. I just kind of assumed a crowd would form, although we weren't celebrities or anything. Well, they could pass off as some, you know, they're all princesses, so, you know. But then again, that looks practically screamed idol material, which could easily get them swarmed by guys. They got scouted the other day, so it shouldn't be that surprising. Luna, we're going. I could feel the stares of passers-by, even more once inside the campus. Did we have any girls that pretty here before? I overheard a lot of variations of that. I guess we should go to the administration office first.
職員室には私が案内するから、ゆうくんはクラス分けを確認しておいて。
Sure. I'll text you later.
また一緒のクラスになれたらいいね。
Yeah. Maybe it was just our destiny as childhood friends, but Yu-chan and I had always been in the same class. I hope we would stay together too.
じゃあみんな、行こう。
猫、
Hey, Luna,
私もユーナについていった方がいいです。
I don't think you need to. Luna took that as her cue to wander after the cat. Even if she was just gonna wander, I wanted to at least show her the main locations. Well, maybe it was better for Luna to just act on her whims.
おお、ウッシーも C 組になったんだ。
I didn't expect a fucking... Why is there a timetable at the top? And another character sprite? I never expected that. It took them long enough. Shibuyan? Morning. Megumi Shibuya. Everyone calls her Shibuyan. I had been in her class before we came to Hinonome. Fuck. But she was Yu-chan's friend, and we were on speaking terms.
ねえねえ、ウッシーは見た
See what?
なんか AKG 顔負けみたいな美人が来ていたんだって。しかも集団で。
Yeah, this is news to me. Oh.
見たの？
Yeah.
いいなあ。私はもっと先に来ていたから見れなかったんだよね。気になる。あとその美少女軍団の中に一人だけ男子が混ざっていたらしいんだけど。
What? Oh, right. Yuta's just that forgettable that they only recognized that he was a guy. They didn't recognize it was him.
誰だろうな、そんなモテモテ男子は。そんなうちにいたかな。
Shibuyan was like a tabloid detective. Even if I stayed quiet, the truth would leak out sooner or later. Sooner or later anyway. Well, yeah. As soon as one of them is like, "Oh, Yuta, we're in the same class," Karen would definitely be the type to do that. And then everyone would look at Yuta, and then he's like, and then Shibuya would be like, "Oh, you were the guy."
あ、サッカー部の樫山先輩とか？ありゃイケメンだもんな。
It was me. I mean, good on Yuta for not waiting, I guess.
オレダくん？うちにそんな名前のイケメンいたっけ？
I'm not even handsome. I mean, come on. We don't need to joke around.
うっしー、何言ってるの？休み明けで頭ボケてるとか？
No. I'm not the one playing dumb. I wasn't trying to make a joke out of this. But Shibuya stood grinning, expecting it to continue. I guess it was impossible to think of me as a dashing ladies' man. Ish. That's because you aren't anymore. You used to be. That's how you got all those girls. Not anymore. You didn't have a glow up. You had a glow down. Yu-chan showed up before things got too hectic.
おはよう。おー、おはよう。また一緒になったね。
Once again, Yu-chan and I were in the same class. I guess we really were fated to be together. At school, at least.
ねえねえ、すごいよ、ゆうくん。みんなも C 組になったんだって。
What? Seriously? I couldn't help but gasp in surprise. I didn't see it on the class notice board, so this was news to me.
ただ、よくよく聞いてみたら、そうしてほしいって頼み込んだらしくて。
Yeah, that's what I expected. That as soon as she said that they're all in Class C, I'm like, they probably were like, hey, can we go into the same class as Utah? For no reason, but you know, because of familiarity and all. Ah, I see.
何の話？転校生、めぐみはもう聞いた？おお、聞いた聞いた。AKG も顔負けの美少女軍団でしょ？
Yeah, you've got Lunana, who's going to be in the first year, and you're going to have Yorihime, who's going to be third year, but the other three, they are in the same class.
そうそう。
Unless they somehow did something so that Yorihime and Lunana were also going to be in the same class.
じゃあ何？あの人らこのクラスになったってことなの？うん。同学年の3人はね。
Okay, I was gonna say...
わー!
Overhearing Yu-chan, the whole class started whispering amongst themselves. No way! I guess it was obvious that the guys were the most excited.
あれ？けどさ、なんでユーナがそんなマル得情報知ってるの？
Okay, so now you're questioning it. Like, it took you a while.
職員室まで案内したから。あれ？もしかしてユーナとその転校生たちって知り合い？あ、うん。お友達。わー！
Shibuyan could barely contain her excitement. I don't know why it isn't Shibunyan. I mean, like, it would be harder to say, but, like, she's got a cat hairpin. But I don't know what to call it, but, like, hairpiece with like, the fucking cat's tails plant.
ねえねえ、じゃあ紹介して。そっか。けどなるほどね。みんな美人というのはそういうことだったのか。ん？何が？ユーナのことだよ。
Shibuyan rubbed elbows with Yu-chan. Yu-chan's eyes widened with confusion at what Shibuyan meant.
だからユーナも含めて美少女軍団ってことでしょ？そんな、それはないよ。だいたいみんなの目は転校生に向いていたはずだし。もう相変わらず奥ゆかしいんだから。この前の AKG のオーディションだって出れば絶対合格だったのにな。
I mean, true. When the other five were scouted, Yuno was probably included in that scouting.
だって出たくない。もったいない。私勧めてあげたのに。世の中には出たくても出れない人だっているんだよ。
Oh.
応募するだけなら誰でもできるんじゃ。
あね。
Also, I feel like her pose with the peace sign must be really uncomfortable on her wrist. Just
あ、でさ、その中に一人だけ男子がいたって話なんだけど。
you know, just saying.
それは
Like Yuna's got a similar pose where, like, she's got her right hand like pulled back, but it's not as straining as having three fingers in to her palm. I don't know how to explain it.
誰？やっぱりサッカー部の樫山先輩？誰？ユーナ知らないの？あの樫山先輩を？
They continued their rocky conversation, but the class bell rang before too long. Damn. You know, I thought Shibuya would be smart, and she'd be able to put two and two together and realize that Yuna and Yuta are the closest together. And then you're like, oh, Yuna is friends with these girls. Surely Yuta would also be friends with these girls if Yuna and Yuta are childhood friends. Apparently she didn't put that together.
おはようございます。みんなどこでもいいので、とりあえず席についてください。
Okay, I'm glad that the teachers have sprites as well.
ありゃ、また大石先生だったのか。
We took our seats as instructed, but many just ignored him and kept chatting. Oishi's face seemed relaxed as always, and he lazily waited for the students to obey. Never was one to change, that Oishi. He was in charge of our class last year too. He wasn't a bad teacher per se, at least I thought so, but he definitely lacked charisma, and wasn't exactly popular.
着席してくれないと噂の転校生たちの自己紹介もできませんよ。
Well, he definitely knows how to quiet them down, especially the guys. I mean, it's probably the guys that are the ones who's still talking, but still. The class instantly piped down, and everyone scurried to an open seat.
ということで、この後始業式もありますからね。早速自己紹介してもらいましょう。
Yeah, all three of them. Oishi called out toward the hall, and two people who looked like they were fighting entered.
私が先よ。
Oh, god damn it. What the hell are they thinking? A wave of silence and shock washed over the class at the comical display. Julie slowly made her way in, a good distance behind the other two. The cliche of a transfer student being nervous and quiet was lost on Lucy and Karen.
先生、どちらが先に自己紹介しましょうか。私だよね、私。何しろ、ルーチェお嬢様とその愉快な仲間たちですからな。誰が筆頭かは言うまでも。
Why are you talking? What?
誰が愉快な仲間だよ。
Way to keep a low profile. You are going to attract the most attention. Whoa, that bird just talked. I can't believe these guys are so stupid. That's clearly bat wings. Like, wait, isn't that a bat? Okay, thank God. It could be either, really. Damn it, Tora, you really are a flying mouth.
じゃあじゃんけんで決めたらいいんじゃないかな。じゃんけんで。
You know, you could have just done an alphabetical order, and then it would have been done with. Because then it would have been Julie. Yeah, it would have been Julie, and then it would have been Karen, and then it would have been Lucy. And the winner was...
はじめまして、私は天城かりん。 とある田舎からやってきました。よろしく。
Deep country, as in, he went with a simple story. Right. We can't let it be known that they're all from other worlds. They needed to have some kind of story in place. We didn't really discuss it beforehand, but it seemed like they had thought of something in advance. The class was buzzing with confusion at the vagueness of deep country, but Karen just grinned without a second thought.
それで、ユータと夫婦の間柄なので、よろしく。
Well, there you go. It's not even like I recognize you. It's not like I see Yuta wherever he's sitting and he calls out to him. She just outright states that she's married to him. The covering escalated. Yuta? Who's that? It occurred to me that no one usually calls me by my first name. Yeah, it's fucking Ushi. Also than that, though, the class was heating up at the mention of married, but a cold voice cut in like a knife.
皆さん、今の発言は忘れてちょうだい。別に夫婦でも何でもないわ。
Yeah, they're just engaged, which isn't any better.
なんだよ。人の自己紹介に割って入るのよ。
もう終わったでしょ。さっさとそこをどきなさいよ。
Are you also from deep country, Lucy, or is your story more elaborate?
なんだと？
まあまあ。ほら、時間も押していることだし。
She sheepishly urged her to finish, and Karen backed away.
私の名前はルーチェ闇アスタリテ。某国からやってきました。よろしく。
I guess that's a better... It is better than deep country, but still, it's still too vague. That was too simple as well. That's what I'm saying.
それからこちらは飼っているコウモリの。
Do not...
何？コウモリではなく休館長？そうなの。失礼、休館長のドーラと言います。
The class was mystified again at the comical display.
よろしく。我が輩は休館長のドーラなり、ルーチェお嬢様のお供なりよ。
Shut up! You're a bit too complex for a fucking minor. I hate that it... What the heck? What kind of character was that? I had serious doubts what that would convince anyone. No,
それで、私こそユータと夫婦の関係だわ。その点、明記しておいてちょうだい。
Oops. I just have a feeling that it would fool them.
嘘です。まだ決まったわけじゃありません。
うるさいわね。余計なこと言わないの。
なんだよ余計なことって。
カリンの口から出る言葉のすべてかしらね。
やるか？
さて、次にユリアさん、どうぞ。
Julie looked stiff as a board. This was much more normal for a transfer student. Not to mention, this was her first time ever attending school. I could always hear her joints creaking as she inched next to the podium.
はじめまして。ユリア・リンロードと言います。ルーチェと同じ国から来ました。今後ともよろしくお願いします。
I get the feeling that she kind of forgot what her introduction was supposed to be. So she just thought of that on the spot. She finally took a deep breath and retreated back to the side.
2年生の3人の転校生は揃ってこのクラスとなりました。皆さん、さて、
Oops.
では出欠を取ります。それが終わったらすぐに体育館に移動してください。
I mean, I like.
2
You know
年
what?
生
Sure,
の
I'll
3
just
人
do
の
it.
転校生は揃っ
Because he
て
says
このク
Mina-san,
ラスとなり
right?
ました。皆さん、仲良くしてあげてください。
Yeah, I guess there was a bit left. As expected, it was somewhat of a massive procession to the gymnasium. People gathered all around us and everyone kind of shuffled around like an amoeba. I say us, but I might as well have been the parsley line on top of the filet mignon, just kind of there. Either way, usually people move in groups of 3 or 4, but here we were in the dozens. It was a spectacle for sure.
ねえねえ、某国ってどこなの？
Transylvania. Yuchan's good friend Shibuyan just managed to squeeze in.
私は渋谷めぐみ。これからよろしくね。よろしく。
You know, for someone who prides themselves on gossip, I don't know why you didn't react harder when you heard Yuta's name.
よろしく。よろしくお願いします。私の国のことね。それが。
Lucy made a somewhat solemn face as she fibbed.
今、王政派と革命派で激しく相争っているところで。
That wasn't the question. That
王政派？革命派？私は革命派の手を逃れてこの極東の島国へと。
Huh? Lucy, your story doesn't need to be that elaborate. Just say the name of the country. And if you can't even come up with the name of the country, just be like, oh, it I don't know how to say it in Japanese. I only know how to say it in my native tongue or whatever.
そういう事情があるから国名を明かすわけにはいかないの。ごめんなさいね。
Right. What? That's not a good excuse, but I'm sure they'll buy it.
じゃあルーチェちゃん王女様かなんかってこと？
She smiled subtly without answering, and that was enough to convince everyone. Heard clamoring all around as people's eyes widened with admiration. I suppose I had more or less the same reaction when I learned about her. She had the power to influence and sway, with just a smile. That natural ostentationness was Lucy's charm.
ところで私のことは呼び捨てで構わないわ。私もそうさせてもらうから。
Yeah, her himedere-ness. Shibuyan then turned to Julie and asked with anticipation.
じゃあゆりちゃんも？いえ、私は普通の庶民ですから。
Very, very much like Julie to not, like, put herself into the spotlight.
本当に？庶民にしては綺麗すぎる気がするけどな。
I don't think appearances make a difference.
まあそれもそっか。で、あとかりんちゃんは結局どこから来たの？
Deep country.
私にもわかんない。
You know what? I shouldn't have expected less. I
まあどこだっていいじゃん。なるほどね。か かりんちゃんにも事情があると。
More like she's too lazy to come up with an actual explanation for where she, like an actual place on Earth, where she originates from. What? Or she could have just said like he lives in the countryside, but I guess that isn't part of her vernacular. That word isn't in her vocabulary. Shibuyan was usually one to badger. That was a surprise to me.
わかったよ。じゃあこれ以上は聞かないから。
Yeah, for someone who prides themselves on being the gossip girl, wink, she very much is not asking the right questions. Or any at all. Barely any.
カリンも適当なんだから。
なんだよ。ルーチェだって同レベルのくせに。
どこがよ。
I left the main building and saw a small crowd gathering in the field. I couldn't see through all the bodies, but I was sure it was Yorihime in the middle. The opening ceremony ended after a start to an eventful first day at school. I left the gymnasium and met up with Yorihime. There were pockets of people here and there. It was hard to talk in peace, but I figured thinking about it wouldn't help. Was Homer okay this morning? Unlike our class, Yorihime was all alone, so I was somewhat worried. Although, out of all of them, he was the least concerning. Yeah, I think the most concerning would be, Luna?
ホームルーム？
The first classroom you went to, where the teacher took attendance. That's homeroom.
ああいうのがホームルームと。はい、何も問題ありませんでした。クラスの方や先生にもよくしていただいて。
Okay, that's good to hear. There was another session of homeroom for attendance. Then we were all finished for the day. Wait, so then what was the point of the fucking timetable at the top of the screen if the first day of school ends off after our second homeroom? But Luna still had to attend the entrance ceremony after lunch. Let's all meet up here when homeroom's over. The entrance ceremony is in the gym as well, a gymnasium as well.
わかりました。
We said bye to Yorihime at the second floor, and we continued to the third floor, classroom C.
では以上です。今日はこれで帰宅して構いません。
Thanks. Homeroom finished, and it was a peaceful sense of release. It was, is what I would have liked to say. She never controlled the talking in class, so it was always chaotic. He just has no authority. I thought to myself as I watched him hunched over, scampering out of the class like a cat. Now then, I stood up from my seat and saw Lucy and Julie to the sides, and Karen behind Julie. That was the seating arrangement, but it wasn't coincidental.
では席決めを行いますが、特に事情がない限り出席番号順となりますが、他の方法で決めても構いません。どうしましょう？
どういうこと？
Lucy leaned in close to ask me. That alone was enough to generate a bunch of angry glares from my male classmates. He means alphabetical order. Like our names appear on the attendance sheet. We'll be lined up in that order. Yeah, so Yuta and Yuna are at the very end. And you've got Julie and Lucy together. Because... oh, no, you'd have Julie and Karen together. Because they're J and K.
Hi!
Well, which name would they go off of?
天城さん、どうぞ。
Because it definitely would... Because if it was a Magi, right, then she would basically be at the front.
私はユータの隣がいいです。
あら。
That's not how it works. There's that name again. Just who is this guy? Have they never done... You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Oishi has never done roll call. I felt slightly let down that they hadn't realized it was me yet.
あら、なら私だって。
Oishi stood up next.
私も。
Even Julie stood up, face bright red, and Oishi was a bit surprised. Though he had only known Julie for a few minutes, he must have figured out she was super passive and shy. Yeah, you're gonna. Yu-chan had a hesitant look on her face. She moved her legs, but stopped before standing.
ねえねえ、誰なのよ、ユータっていうのは。ユーナ、
Like-
友達なら知ってるでしょ。
Like I said, this motherfucker is like, well, okay. It's not like she gave herself the title. It's more like Yuta was the one who gave her the title. But like, there had to have been a reason for that. The fact that she doesn't even know his name means that she's not very good at this, is she?
わからないの？何？私の知ってる人？なはずないよね。っていうか、私としては国に残してきた彼氏とか思ったりもしたんだけど。
Yu-chan silently turned toward me with a blank expression. My eyes met Shibuyan's. Like, nah. The three girls standing up looked back at the sudden outcry.
ユータってじゃあ本当にウシユータのこと？
What do you mean? You fucking idiot. This Yuta character sounds a lot like Yuta. I can't quite put my finger on it. Fucking Christ. So you do my full name after all.
いやだってさ、今も言ったけど国に残してきた彼氏かなとか思うところじゃない？
Oh, so
だから
so it's not because she's dumb. She was just in denial. That makes sense. Well, it's not an impossibility.
ウシがいかにも女子にモテなさそうとかそんなことを思ったわけじゃないよ。
There's no need for the weird excuse. What? Wait, so I heard some mumbling and turned to face my classmates. So the fiancés those three were talking about was actually Ushi? Yeah, that's right. Wow! The classroom shook with gasps and shrieks. Oh shit, everyone's surrounding him. What the hell is that supposed to mean? A bunch of male students came and surrounded me. What do you mean? It means what it means. I'm not doing that again. An even bigger wave of cries shook the classroom. What the hell? What the hell's that about? They cornered me like a pack of wolves. I can't come up with different voices when I'm laughing the whole fucking time. What do you mean, what's it about? It doesn't seem like they would back down, so I got up and glared back at them. But all three of them? It's a hoax. I'm not trying to trick you. I belted out my retort and the group staggered back. There's special circumstances here. There's nothing to do with you guys. What's that supposed to mean?
何の話してるの？
Karen casually asked, and the group of guys flocked to her. I could hear them shouting to her, rethink it, or he's deceiving you. Their faces were red with blood, and they were almost frothing at the mouth. Why are they getting so fired up about other people's business? Because they wanted a piece of they wanted a piece of them. Those three. This wasn't justice, or even a misguided form of it, but pure animalistic envy driving them.
詐欺？ドーラの仲間？
True. I'm surprised Karen knows what the word hoax means.
恐れながらカリン殿、詐欺ではなく偽り騙すの詐欺かと。
Was that meant to be a pun? Because hoax and hawks sounds the same in English, but not in Japanese.
そもそもコウモリは哺乳類であって鳥類ではございませぬ。
That is also true. Dora's not a minor then? Dora's not a minor then? Either way, Dora's pretty smart. Sure.
我が輩は旧館長である。名前はまだないなり。
This just gets worse.
いや、あるじゃん、名前。
Dora's face lost all color. Seeing the cover up had no effect.
いえ、このことは詐欺とかそういう話ではないわ。ちょっと事情があって。まあそれこそ他人には関係のない話だけど。
The boys froze and were at a loss hearing Lucy's two frank words. You heard her. Why don't you all head back to your seats? I shooed them away, and they sulked back to their chairs.
ということで、先生、座席ですが、私はユータの隣にしてください。
先
生、隣は私です。何よそれは。なんだよ、文句あるのか？あるに決まってるでしょ。やるか。
God damn it.
ひどきょうじゃない。
まあまあ、隣ということは左右があるわけだから。
先生、私も。
なるほど。じゃあしょうがない。こういう時はやはりじゃんけんだ。
Not again.
じゃんけん。
That's what I'm saying.
さっき負けたから。ねえねえ、ユーナはいいの？
Oh, so making me smart enough to know that Yuna likes Yuta, but not that Yuta and Yuta are the same person. Wait, I already established that she was just in denial. That's different.
あ、ちょっと秘密の話をするから、ウシは聞かざるになっていて。
No, I'm extra curious. Now I'm extra curious.
私はいいよ。そう？まあユーナがそう言うなら。
I mean, she's just giving herself an extra disadvantage. Why do you want to look disinterested in Yuta? That Yu-chan was perhaps even more passive than Julie. If I spoke out here, it would just embroil things even more. I decided to keep quiet. Soon enough, the three of them were ready to play rock, paper, scissors. Actually, you know what? It might be a good thing that she doesn't say anything about wanting to be next to Yuta, because I can guarantee that there are going to be many students from this class that would go to the cafe. So then if they knew that Yuna had a semi-interest in Yuta, right, they probably wouldn't go. And if, or even worse, they would tell it to anyone else. Or they would gossip about it, right? I don't know.
あいこでしょあいこでしょあいこでしょあいこでしょやったわ勝ったいや負けたこの私が
まあそんな世の終わりみたいな顔をしなくても前後の席もあることだしね。
Yeah, so then Lucy and Julie get the left or the right, and then Karen can get the front or the back, and then Yuna could have had the front or the back as well.
席順なんかもうどうでもいい。ルーチェに負けたのがものすごく悔しい。
何のためにじゃんけんしていたのかな。
すぐ目的を忘れるんだから。じゃあ私はユリの後ろでいいや。
さて牛尾くんの左右はこの両名ということに決まりましたが、他に席について希望のある人はいますか？
Yeah, this is your last chance, Yuna. Me!
お
Nearly all the guys shot their hands up into the air. Their requests were easy enough to guess, next to the transfer students. It took ages for so many people to finish playing rock, paper, scissors. That took up the rest of the homeroom, and class was dismissed.